Today I am on the beautiful island of Koh Chang in Thailand. I've got my whiteboard here. It's sunset and I thought what a perfect time to discuss manifestation. So in this video today, I'm going to share exactly what I did. So I manifested this beautiful dream life that I now live here in Thailand. And I'm going to share the exact 4 steps that I did so that you can do it too. Now, what I've done in this video today is break it down into 4 different steps that literally apply to anybody, and anybody can use this to manifest their dream life. And as I look back on my journey and my life from being completely stuck in the UK to living here in Thailand, these are the exact 4 steps that I did. So I want to share them with you today. So first one starts with seed. And what I mean by seed is it starts with the seed of desire. Now, in Buddhism, desire is very much seen as a root cause of suffering. It's the unhappy valley between what it is that you have and what it is that you want. But that being said, it all starts with the seed of desire. We all know that if you don't know what you want, how do you expect to get it? And if you don't have a very clear picture in your mind about what it is that you actually want for your life, someone will just give you their picture, their vision, and you'll be a part of their plan essentially. As I look back, I remember I was sitting in the UK, I was in £25,000 worth of debt, I had a 248 credit score, and I was so sick of the cold winters, but I had a vision, I had a desire that I wanted my life to be different. I wanted to have my own online businesses, I wanted to travel around the world and just see more of the world and really live and not just survive anymore. And at the time, this did create a certain level of dissatisfaction and unhappiness in my life because I wanted something different. But if I didn't want that thing, if I didn't have that seed of desire for something else, I wouldn't be where I am today. And really, that's where it all starts. So step 1 is planting that seed of desire deep in your subconscious and in your mind, and really into the deepest parts of your being, because that seed, it's going to grow and it's going to begin to sprout out. It's going to sprout out as different ideas, different ways that you can do that. And eventually, if you nurture your seed of desire, it will grow into a fully grown, beautiful flower that will be your life. Now, the second point is actually something I learned from Tibetan Buddhism. And this is about how essentially energy and motions, they manifest into the material realm from essentially the immaterial. So if we start right at the very center of the core, we have these very subtle energies in which our thoughts and everything essentially emerge out from. They essentially come out of the abyss. They come out of the okay? They come out of the nothingness, the emptiness that is the universe. But it starts from here. And then we have thought forms. We have more structured, more solidified thought forms that begin to essentially take shape. Now, these thought forms, they create emotions, they create how we feel and how we go and act in this world. And then it comes out and then we act in this world, okay? We actually do physical actions, but there is a sequential set of processes, there's a sequential set of steps that we go through from essentially the immaterial all the way through to subtle energies, all the way through to our thought forms, through to our emotions, through to our actions in the world. And the deeper that we can connect with the earliest part of ourselves, the more free will that we can essentially regain over ourselves. As human beings, we are this set of automated, just repetitive set of processes. We've got a reptilian brain that is just focused on fear and survival. And what we need to do is just connect with the deepest part of ourselves so that we can have as much free will and as much control over ourselves as possible, and to essentially break free from that fear, break free from that need to survive, and reclaim more control over our life. And the earlier on in this essential cycle of manifestation we can get control over that, that's why meditation is so important. When you meditate, you can disidentify with your thought forms. When you can disidentify with your thought forms, you have more ability to control how you feel. And when you have more control over your emotions and how you're feeling, you control how you act in the world. What meditation does is it allows you to connect earlier on into this cycle so that you have more control over your life. And if you've got more control over yourself, you have more control over your life and the direction you take your life. Now, number three, the third step of the process was actually understanding that there's different levels of psychological and spiritual development. And these levels are essentially levels of development, inner landscapes. We have external landscapes that we can traverse, mountains and hills and fields, but we have an inner psychological landscape that we can essentially traverse as well. And this inner landscape essentially evolves over time. It evolves throughout history, in the individual, as well as in the collective, for example, across different cultures. And we can go from believing in magic to believing in myths to becoming more rational to essentially becoming trans-rational and integral. And we essentially move up these different levels of psychological and spiritual development. Now, the reason that that's important is the lower we are developed psychologically and spiritually, the more likely we are to have drives such as the drive for power, the drive for status, the drive for, essentially lower based things, sex, for example. Whereas if you can essentially elevate your energy, elevate your consciousness, elevate your vibration to a higher sense of vibration. And I don't mean some vibration in the sense of you're then going to start vibrating Ferraris all the way to your fucking driveway. I just mean you're vibrating at a higher energy level. You're now operating at a higher level. And what that means is your energies aren't grounded and based and stuck in the lower part of yourselves, right? Where it's about sex and power. And you can essentially release these energies up through you, and they're going to essentially help you elevate your sense of consciousness. And so what this essentially represents is you're breaking through from the lower energies, being obsessed with sex, power, greed, and you're essentially raising your level of development, which can be hard, particularly if you're stuck in cultures that are potentially at lower levels, but you're trying to reach the pinnacle, the forefront of your own psychological development. And the higher you can essentially elevate your own consciousness, the more likely you are to be able to attract the true beautiful things in this world. And step 4 is about puzzle pieces. Now, all of this is great. We can desire something, we can essentially deeply connect with where our actions emanate from as early on in the manifestation cycle as possible. We can try to release our energy so that they're not so base rooted in the lower areas of ourselves and our more primordial drives, shall we say, and try to raise our consciousness and essentially become more psychologically evolved, shall we say. But all of that's great, but we do need to move the puzzle pieces of this world, right? If I just sat at home and I thought, oh, I'm gonna manifest a plane ticket to Thailand coming through my doorway, it's not gonna fucking happen. You have to move the puzzle pieces of the world around so that you essentially get what you want. The great thing about this world is we live in a cause and effect universe where you can create causes that have different effects, and you can move the puzzle pieces of your life around so that you can create the puzzle that you want. You can figure it out, right? We tend to think that life is against us. Society is against us. I find it far more empowering to think of it as a game to be played. We are the main character and we are playing a game, and we have a certain sense of control and freedom over how we play that game. And it's on us to move the puzzle pieces of our lives around so that we can create the picture that we want for ourselves. And this could be, for example, changing jobs or leaving a job and starting a business. It could be beginning to meditate. It could be beginning to study. It could be spending less time on social media and spending more time educating ourselves, right? These are all just different examples of how we can change the puzzle pieces of our life, right? Time is really the core thing that is essentially our life. Our life and our time are so intimately connected, right? Space, time, and our life are so intimately connected that that's essentially all we have and all we know. And so you can change how you're spending your time. You can move the puzzle pieces of your day around, right? You can look at your day as different puzzle pieces and you can move those around. So you're making the most of your time, you're making the most of your days. And after enough time, after moving enough puzzle pieces, fitting them together, orchestrating them in a way that essentially makes sense for you, eventually you're going to have this beautiful picture created. And that beautiful picture will be your life. Now, look, I know this might sound a little bit woo-woo, it might sound a little bit strange. There are some things we definitely didn't touch on as well. Another thing, gratitude, right? Being grateful essentially just raises your energy, it raises your vibration, and it puts you in a far more attractive state, right? And yes, it's attractive to other people to come near you, but you're far more likely to attract good things into your life because you're not haven't got this scarcity mindset and fear, but instead you're acting from a place and feeling from a place of abundance and gratitude. And we can be grateful for something every day. We can be grateful that we're breathing, that we're alive, that we can feel the skin, feel the air on our skin, that we can walk, that we have friends and family. There's always something to be grateful for. And that's a fantastic tool as well to use. But as I look back, I can see having the seed of desire, meditating and gaining more control and not being a victim to myself, my thoughts and my circumstances, but gaining more control over my life, developing myself psychologically and spiritually so I wasn't so grounded in things like power and sex, and rather I focused on more things like freedom. And I started to actually take action. I moved the puzzle pieces of my life around so that I could actually create this beautiful life. And literally anybody can do this. You can do this. Now look, if you'd like a little bit of help with this, and specifically with starting an online business so that you can earn money online and travel the world, if that's the thing you want to manifest, right? If you're someone who wants to manifest a life of world travel, you want to experience the best of life, and essentially you want to create online cash flow that funds your dream lifestyle. You don't want to make 50k a month, 100k a month. You don't want 10 million pounds in the bank. You don't want 500 employees. You just want to make $3,000 to $10,000 a month online so you can travel the world doing work you love. Anyone can do that. It isn't hard, right? You just need to move the puzzle pieces of your life around in an orchestrated way so you create the causes that have the effects which are your beautiful life. So look, if that's yourself and you want to have a chat with me or one of my team, you can just scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, or click the link that's in the description below this video, watch a short video that's on the next page, and just see if you want to book in a call and you can chat with us. But that's totally up to you. Look, your call, offer's there if you want. Check out the video, see what you think, it's there. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. If you did, why don't you watch one of the other videos that's recommended on my channel? I try and create as much value as possible that you can take and go out and change your life. I remembered what it's like to feel stuck, feel shit, like just hate your life, feel fucking miserable, feel like a loser. But the thing is, you can change your life. It doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter how much time you do or don't have, doesn't matter how much money you do or don't have, you can change your life. I believe in you, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and stay real. Another great thing to do is visualization. Seriously, imagine what it would be like to be here right now, looking out at this beautiful sunset in front of you. Okay, seriously, imagine what it would be like to stay on these beautiful beachfront bungalows. They don't cost a lot, 1,000 baht a night, £20, $25, and come out here and just look at this beautiful sunset. See the fishing boats in the distance. To feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, okay? Hear the sound of the crashing waves. Hear the noise of the boats in the distance. Seriously, I mean, look how beautiful that boat is there under the sun. Just imagine what it would be like to be here looking out at this. And visualization, really deeply connecting with that, is a fantastic way to attract this thing in your life. And if right now you are feeling that, right, you're thinking, yes, I want that, I want to be there, I want to see this, you can do it, okay? You can do it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. Follow your dreams. Seriously, we get one shot in this incarnation. We get one shot. We don't get another chance in this lifetime, okay? Take your shot.